Raucous. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king of the night, Vincent Valentine EX Turk. What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king of the night. It's about time EX Turk with another Final Fantasy topic of discussion, and we're gonna be talking about Vincent Valentine. Since Final Fantasy VII remakes, coming next year, or probably a year after that, we don't know. But nonetheless, I've been wanting to hold this in for a long time, and I just made a custom thumbnail for this. We're gonna be talking about the different grades of Vincent Valentine's Chaos form. Now, Chaos is the only form that has different grades of form, and this is only exclusively in Dirge Cerberus. This is not in the original Final Fantasy VII. But Chaos is the only form, is the only transformation limit break that has different grades of it. Just start off with Vincent Valentine's red jacket. Now, the original jacket was black because that was his father's jacket. The only thing that was actually red by itself was the headband, which was this Grimoire Valentine's scarf, if you still count him as canon. In my mind, he still is, because he is Vincent Valentine's father. And, he's also the co-contributor of the Soldier Project, so he's still canon. But nonetheless, this is not about who's canon or not. I think that with the grades of Chaos, the start with grade 1 would just be basic Vincent Valentine with the red jacket. Because the jacket used to be black until it bleeded over. Some of Chaos's genes, when Vincent gets angry or agitated, it used to be a black jacket that he used to wear. Yes, I'm saying Vincent Valentine used to wear the black Grimoire jacket, when he was in the casket. But before he got put in the casket, finding out everything that happened to Lucretia Crescent, after he switched his uniform from the Turk standard uniform because of his hatred towards Shinra, and to his father's jacket, because he found out where his father kept his jackets and stuff like that, considering Lucretia told him the truth about how Vincent's father died. The same experiment that killed his father turned him into what he is. Now, what happened was, the Chaos genes did eat Vincent Valentine's arm. It did take his arm, and that's why he has a golden arm. But, it did take his arm, and that's why he has a golden claw for an arm. It's also a limit breaker, too, so it keeps Chaos a little bit in check, as well as the proto-material that Lucretia put in there the last minute. But I think when Vincent got angry to find out what happened to Lucretia before he put himself in a casket, he got angry enough that, Chaos was able to bleed right into his jacket, thus turning his jacket red. And there's a good reason why Vincent Valentine's attached to his jacket. There's a good reason why Vincent Valentine. That's why I think it's really kind of cool when Kingdom Hearts Cloud gets it. Like I said, it explains because that's Vincent's biggest prize possession. Not just because it's his father's jacket, but it's also part of his body if you really think about it. The red jacket is just normal Vincent Valentine, and the red jacket is actually just Chaos's anger bleed into the jacket, thus turning it from black to red. And his eyes, even though his eyes was already red, it's even redder now, and his skin's even paler than it was when he was a human being, because, Chaos brought him back to life. That's, Chaos Grade 1. And that one's not a transformation. Now, with Chaos Grade 1, Vincent Valentine can instant regenerate, just like he did in Dirge Cerberus when Yuffie saved him. He can instant regeneration. The only thing he cannot instant regeneration is his brain and heart. If his brain or heart is, stops working, it's the end of Vincent Valentine. But Vincent Valentine's got partial immortality. Kind of like the Wolverine effect, but Chaos is a more demonic life form, and that's the difference between adamantium and Chaos. Chaos is a demonic life form, so, it saved his life. It's a curse. Just like Vincent Valentine says, his body's cursed as his punishment for what happened to his fiance. And understandably so, man. You'd probably feel bad. You'd probably feel like shit if you let your fiance. You'd probably feel like shit if you let your fiance, go through a horrible tragedy. You'd probably be self-loathing at that time. But anyways, the grade 1 form is actually just basic Vincent Valentine's red jacket that used to be black from Grimoire Valentine's. Now, grade 2 Chaos is actually the demon that you see in Final Fantasy VII. When he turns into that form, he's out of control. Chaos has taken full control of Vincent Valentine, and Vincent Valentine's no longer there. The only way you would be able to stop that form of Chaos from ravaging everything and destroying everything is pretty much partially kill Vincent Valentine, meaning to stab him through the chest to knock him out. Then Vincent Valentine would turn normal. The Final Fantasy VII, I interpret that form, even though they didn't have very much pixels, so they had to come up with just something for Chaos form. That grade 2, I'd say grade 2 Chaos is actually the demon you see in Final Fantasy VII, which you don't see in Dirge of Cerberus no more because he's able to take at least some control. And grade 3 Chaos is actually Chaos from Dirge of Cerberus. The reason why he starts to look more like Vincent Valentine, except he has like spiky Super Saiyan like hair and paler skin, black lips and stuff like that. It's a mix of Vincent Valentine. Pretty much Vincent Valentine only has partial control, only a small bit of control of that Chaos. Hence why he was able to shoot a big beam at Rose of the Crimson, but he's still out of control. And still have to be put out. But the proto materia is strong enough to stop that form of Chaos, considering it knocks him out after he shoots a big beam at Rose of the Crimson and Kong. So grade 3 Chaos is actually the Dirge of Cerberus one that looks a little bit like Vincent Valentine. Now, for design choices, they wanted to make it look like Vincent Valentine because Dirge of Cerberus is a Vincent Valentine game. So if you're a Vincent Valentine fan, Dirge of Cerberus is the game you should be playing, despite the shooter. Now, with all of that happening, grade 4 of Chaos would be when he retained his human form. Pretty much, even without the proto-materia, Shulk has pretty much turned on Lucretia Crescent mode, where Vincent can see, what is it called? A hologram of Lucretia Crescent. I know we're going Star Wars up in there, but you can see a holo of pre-recorded messages from Lucretia Crescent with Shulk. And Lucretia Crescent tells him to not lose control. Pretty much since Vincent loves Lucretia Crescent a whole lot, it gave him the strength to be able to control Chaos. So now, Vincent Valentine has the power of Chaos while staying in normal form. So he has complete control. And this is where he outclasses Vice the Accumulant. And this is regular Vice the Accumulant without Omega. He outclassed Vice the Accumulant with this power. Because this time, he got the strength and power of Chaos, but he could control it as also in addition to his own strength. So he overpowered Vice. He pretty much made Vice take it up the ass. He pretty much put Vice like, bitch, yeah, you ain't shit. You ain't nothing. He turned Vice into an alpha male type character to a withering beta male, bitch made villain. That's what he was able to do with grade 4 Chaos, because grade 4 Chaos, that's what it is. Grade 4 Chaos is pretty much Vincent Valentine, but he retains his human form while also in Chaos mode. And I believe he could also get the wings if he wanted to in that human form. I'm pretty sure he could get there. That's why I got the thumbnail the way it is. You know, I think it's possible for Vincent Valentine to actually gain the wings he has, but stay in human form. I mean, he is that powerful. He is just, he is that powerful that, it's astounding when he's in. I think, to be honest, I think the only way the Vincent Valentine can actually defeat Sephiroth in battle, of course, it had to be the Crisis Core Sephiroth. It couldn't be the forms of him. Would be if Vincent Valentine would have stayed in Chaos mode but retained his human, which is grade 4 Chaos, I'm pretty sure he would be able to beat Sephiroth. He's at least 5 times stronger than Crisis Core Sephiroth if he retains his human form while turning into Chaos. That's why Vice Cumulate is like 2 times weaker than Sephiroth. That's why Vice Cumulate, he was getting it beat bad. He was getting the ass beating of his lifetime. I mean, Vincent Valentine was like the Boondocks' grandfather and whooping his ass with a belt. Like shit. I mean, it's like, I don't know how to put it this way. It's like, okay, let's put it this way. It's like, at this point, if I could compare it to something, it's like, Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Yamcha. It's that Vice Cumulate is Yamcha. Like, when Vincent Valentine goes into grade 4, and that's where he retains his human abilities. That's why Vincent Valentine is one of the most powerful members of Avalanche besides Cloud and Barret and Sid. Because if Vincent Valentine was able to control his Chaos Limit Break fully in Final Fantasy VII, I'm pretty sure even Sephiroth would be worried. Even though Sephiroth could transform, Sephiroth would be like, oh hell no, I gotta get rid of this dude first. Cause Sephiroth doesn't like threats. Grade 4 Chaos is the strongest. Now, I don't know if there's a grade 5, to be quite honest. I mean, it looks like that when he turns into full Chaos, but Vincent could do 2 things with grade 4. Grade 4 Chaos is actually 2 forms. One, he retains his human form and during service against the battle against Vice. And then also, if it's optional, but if he wanted to turn into just regular ass Chaos, he could do that too. And still stay in control, considering, it doesn't mean one's more powerful than the other, because it's still Chaos at the end of the day. But he could also transform into grade 3 while being a grade 4, thus a controlled version of Chaos. And then when Lucretia put the Pro Materia, pretty much he made that Chaos in complete control, thus making just a tad bit stronger. Even Omega Vice, with the power of Omega, was like, was getting his ass beat so badly. Vice Cumulate was getting clowned. He was getting bodied so bad. He was getting clowned by Vincent Valentine in grade 4. So grade 4 is the strongest form of Vincent Valentine because he can switch back and forth. He can retain his human or turn to Chaos and stay in control and beat your ass all the way. Like, Vice Cumulate didn't stand no chance when Vincent was able to control Chaos. Vice Cumulate didn't stand no chance. Like, he was getting bodied. But, nonetheless, those are actually the grade forms in Chaos. Which you could also count as some of the other transformations are pieces of Chaos, but I think those are just monsters Hojo put in Vincent Valentine's body in order to make him able to, possess Chaos without dying. So tell me what you think in the comments below. May the crystal be with you.
Yo, Percocet, yeah. Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, rep the set, yeah. Gotta rep the set, gang, gang. Chase a chick, never chase a bitch, chase no bitch, man.
Thank you.